Welcome back, eSIMstudios YouTube channel, live stream, podcast, whatever you want to call it. We are live. It is a Friday afternoon. Hope everybody had an enjoyable week. It's time to talk a little tech news today. Got a giveaway for you at the end. Not going to be a long one. Got things to do, just like you do. But before we get started, I want to make sure you subscribe. No, not subscribe. You follow, right? Subscribe, follow, whatever it's called. Facebook. I know Facebook has gone through some changes. I'm trying to build that up, right? So I actually have a Facebook page right here. The link is down below in the description. If you go to the contact information, you should see a link for my Facebook page down there. It's under my name, so it's not under eSIMstudios. It's under Taylor Bell. That's me. Go over there. Follow me there. I'm going to start live streaming from there next week. So I'm trying to build it up. Got a decent amount of followers, but trying to get that going as well. Going to be having some independent content on there, and some of it we'll share with this YouTube channel. All the reviews, all the long form content will be here on YouTube. I'll probably do short form content over there, but link is down below, Taylor Bell, and we'll get that going next week. But got some interesting updates for everybody today. So the Samsung Galaxy Z wide fold looks to be pretty interesting, right? Should fill that spot for people that are interested in not necessarily the book style, which is the traditional Z Fold 7 right now. This is where it's pretty tall, right? This one's going to be more of a tablet style foldable, meaning when you open it up, it's going to be kind of a 16 by 10 format, kind of like a movie screen format, TV screen format, instead of a tall book style format like with the Z Fold 7. So a little different dimensions. Yes, they're copying Apple again with the iPhone Fold, right? That's why Samsung is the supplier of displays for Apple. Well, I guess in their brilliant minds, they're like, well, since we're already making displays for Apple, we can use our own displays for our own wide fold. We'll get into that. We have some information on One UI 9 already, right? We have information on the Android 17 Beta 1 dropped today. They pulled it. It was released. They pulled it earlier this week, and now it's available to download. But hold your horses. We'll get into it. We'll get on all the differences, stuff like that, right? What you can expect. And then I actually have some, I want to ask all of you out there when the time comes in regards to security on your device, because this is starting to happen to me a little more frequently. It's kind of concerning security wise. So stay tuned. I want to see if any of you have received any weird notifications, right? I'm sure some of my loyal viewers and subscribers might know what I'm going to ask, right? Because I think I put a post out about it earlier this week. But we'll get into it, and did some testing too with that weird alert that I got yesterday, but we'll get into it. So and at the end we'll do a giveaway, right? Amazon gift card and or a Cash App, right? It's up to you. It's up to the winner. You want Amazon gift card, e-gift card, or do you want a Cash App? I can get it to you right away. Let's do this. I want to say hi to everybody. How you doing? You're started? Cool. What is going on? It's good to see you. I'll let we'll do the, looks like more people are rolling in. We'll do the giveaway towards the end. But again, it's not going to be a long episode, right? So let's do this. I'm glad you joined us today. How are you doing today, sir? Argentina. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I have, I think it's in a cloud file. I've been talking back and forth with people or companies that want to collaborate with me on the channel. Sometimes they ask for your analytics. Sometimes they don't, right? Like Thinborn, they're they're a subscriber to the channel, right? Some collaborators want to see stats of your channel. I was pulling that up earlier, and it's ironic, and I appreciate you joining and letting us know where you're from. I have a lot of people all over the world. It was honestly shocking, right? Large majority of the viewers are in the USA. Second largest, India, right? Third largest, Indonesia. Cool. I had a few. I think it was 1 or 2% from South America. I do remember seeing Argentina's down on the bottom of the list. You may be the only viewer in Argentina, but I thank you. I thank you. But let's go ahead and roll into it. And if you win, you can enter to win too, right? If you win, I'll get with you on the back end and we can figure something out. I don't think they have Cash App outside of the United States. I think they have Amazon in Argentina. We'll figure it out. Yeah, you're the one from South America, right? Yes. So thank you. Let's get into it. So the Samsung Galaxy Z Wide Fold. Now, I don't think Samsung has finalized a name for this device. It's kind of just what people are calling it, right? The Wide Fold. I would expect Samsung to change the name, but we do have a sneak peek of what it looks like. I uploaded the video into StreamYard, and let me show you what it looks like, and then we'll get into some specifics if there are any, right? And then we're going to get into One UI 9, One UI 8.5 that's going to come on the new S26 series. But let me show you what this Z Wide Fold looks like. Hang on one second. Pretty interesting there. It's kind of hard to tell the dimensions of this, right? So it's actually going to be pretty small. So if you remember what the original Pixel Fold looks like, it's sort of like the Oppo Find N5, that foldable that's not necessarily, because you know the Z Fold 7 looks like a phone on the outside, right? It looks like the Z Fold 7 looks like a phone from the outside that just opens up. Now, when you open it up, it's two of these. So it's going to look like this closed, or excuse me, open, right? Now, this one is, when it's closed, is going to be more square-like on the outside. Obviously not a square, but it's going to have weird dimensions. It actually should fit perfectly in your hand. I'm interested to see what the final dimensions are of this. I think it should be fairly similar to the Apple iPhone Fold. So whenever that comes out, whenever that gets released, it should be not exact dimensions of that, but it'll be similar, right? I don't know how many of these they're gonna sell, right? I don't know. We don't know what markets they're gonna release it in. We don't know the production numbers that they're expecting to release, but this looks pretty cool. If there's one request that I can have from Samsung when it comes to this new Wide Fold, is I really hope it has S Pen support. I really hope it does. And I don't know if they are going to support S Pen for the Fold series, meaning like the Z Fold 8. I think the S Pen is out the door unless they can figure something out with the technology. It's just so razor thin that they can't put that digitizer under the display to register S Pen input, right? It's too thin to even put a S Pen layer under the digitizer for the device to pick up the S Pen support. I'm not sure how razor thin this is going to be. I'm just hoping Samsung enables S Pen for this, right? I think that's something that the Z Fold 7 dearly misses. I think that would just throw it over the top. It would make people like myself want to get the device. The fact that the Z Fold 7 does not support S Pen is a huge bummer, right? But this should be interesting. Let me pull up this wide fold right here. So Samsung's wide fold, it's going to have a 16:10 aspect ratio when it is open. So almost a 16:9, sort of like a YouTube video aspect ratio, right? It'll be a little bit taller than what you're viewing a video on YouTube with. But there's an article here. We don't know if it's going to be Z Fold 8 wide. As I mentioned, going back to the name, we don't know if it's going to be Z wide fold. We don't know the official name yet, but we did get a sneak peek at it. So very cool. We don't know the release date. I would expect it to probably release in July is when Samsung does the foldables. So I don't know if they can have it ready in time for the July launch. I don't know if they're going to launch it alongside the Z Fold 8, Z Flip 8. It could be an independent launch that they'll just launch it whenever they're ready, sort of like the S25 Edge. What they're probably going to do is something similar to that. So I think Samsung is probably going to release the Fold 8 and Flip 8 on schedule in July. And then I think what they're going to do is basically a showcase of this, a sneak peek, a first-hand look at the wide fold. And then I think you're going to see it released later in the year. I think that's what they're going to do. That's my estimations. But again, we don't have any concrete evidence as far as when they're going to release this. And in this article, it's kind of weird because I was trying to get the dimensions of this graphic that the editor put in this article, right? You have 3 different sizes, 3 different dimensions, a wide Fold 8 render on the very far left, and then in the middle in that black strip, that's the original Google Pixel Fold outer display, and then the Z Fold 7 outer display. I guess you would have to, the way the screen is, I think you'd have to tilt it sideways to really get a good understanding of what kind of dimensions we're looking at here, right? Because he's got that one, and then they have this one. So obviously one is for when it's open and one is for when it's closed. And I'm assuming that's what it'll look like when you open it up. So it'll be more like a YouTube video, like I guess a movie screen would not give it proper justice, because a movie screen is quite wider than a 16:9 format. But you're going to get close to that, right? You'll get close to that. So pretty cool. Really interested to see where this goes. It'll be interesting to see what price tag they're going to attach to it, and we can assume the kind of specs, right? I'm sure it's going to have a flagship CPU. I'm sure it'll have 12 gigs of RAM, probably 256 storage. It'll have the usual with a flag. If it's going to come with a flagship price tag, it should have flagship specs minus the cameras, but we shall see. I will stay on top of this for everybody, so stay tuned to the channel. I'll be interested possibly in getting this. I've got all the flips. I've just never purchased a fold, meaning a book style foldable. So this might be the first one, may not, but I'm going to stay on top of this for everybody. So we will certainly pay attention to this and check this out. So let's do this. Android 17, right? No, let's go back to Samsung. I forgot about this real quick. So with this Motorola Signature, it has a concierge service. I haven't even tried it, right? Where it's like their signature concierge service, or you can it'll schedule, it's like a personal assistant essentially, where it'll schedule buy movie tickets for you if you want movie tickets. It'll schedule a dinner at a restaurant. It'll do like personal assistant stuff, but it won't just tell you where you can go eat or what the movie time is showing. It'll actually purchase it for you. It'll actually reserve dinner reservations, a table, right, for two, or a date night, whatever, right? Samsung is going to be presenting to us something similar with a very weird name. So the S26 is going to debut a new Now Nudge on the S26 series. And it's going to do similar things. It'll help not only give you flight information, but it'll purchase tickets, right? Rentals, reservations, and more. As you can see here on this article, now it was leaked because One UI 9 developer preview is not out for you and I to download and test, but One UI 9 is available to download for developers within Samsung. This leaked within Samsung. They're tweaking One UI 9 to try to get it ready for future devices, and this is what was in some of those lines of code that the developers were scouring through, and somebody within Samsung leaked this. And they do it, leaks happen for a reason, right? Let's not kid ourselves. They come out for a reason. So they're trying, I'm sure they see all the headlines too, like we do, where, you know, there might not be people that are just ecstatic that the S26 is coming out. It's going to be a great device. Again, hey, I'm going to use it as my daily driver, but it's essentially a refresh. And now that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think you're starting to see some of these things come out in the news. And that's what I thought when I first saw this. I was like, do we really need to know this? But I thought, you know what? I've seen a lot of people essentially shitting on Samsung for this launch. I don't know if y'all have seen much. I shouldn't say a lot. I've seen a decent amount. And I think they're just trying to say, hey, we have this coming. We have this coming. We have that coming, to try to garner some more attention for the launch of this. Now, I don't know if it'll be ready as soon as the S26 comes out. It might be a One UI 9 special feature. So the S26s will come out with One UI 8.5 stable. And then whenever One UI drops, this may be a feature that Samsung's going to spotlight when One UI 9 comes out, right? So Samsung is working on a Magic Q-alike feature for the S26 series called Now Nudge. I don't know how they stumbled upon this name and or chose this name. Whatever. One UI 9 firmware leak has revealed the new details about this feature. It'll be able to recall information like sports, movies, flights, coupons, exercises, and more. So it's essentially a personal assistant, an AI personal assistant that just goes one step farther, right? So this is just the evolution of AI on our phones. Before you know it, AI on our phones will be brushing our teeth and brushing our hair, right? I was going to say just joking, but probably at some point in the future. But they are working on this. I think you're going to see a lot of companies, phone manufacturers coming out with stuff like this in their software, right? I don't know if OnePlus will, don't know if they'll be around in the next couple years, but it looks like Motorola's headed in that direction. It looks like Samsung's headed in that direction. And with Apple pairing their Siri with Google Gemini, maybe something iPhones will be capable of doing in the near future. When it comes to AI and all this stuff, Android is far head and shoulders above anything Apple is doing. And at this point, Apple, I'm sure, is just treading water, trying to keep their head above water when it comes to the AI stuff and on-device features. Now, I'm not a big user of AI. I'll use it every now and then, picture stuff, a couple of things here and there, but I'm not a huge AI user. I could do without it on my phones, right? I think the AI bubble has burst. This time last year, 18 months ago, it was AI. Every single technology release was AI based. I think they went overboard, and I think they're starting to realize people just don't use a lot of these AI features, right? Everybody's different. I get it. And it's not like I don't use them. Like I said, I do, just not a lot, right? And I could definitely do without. So, but this maybe look cool, right? Movies, date night with your girlfriend, with your wife, whatever, right? If you need to take a trip to Jamaica, you can book you a flight down there and you can use my Just Jamaica app while you're down there, right? So, which I just added AI to my Just Jamaica app. So, it's there if you need it. So, this looks pretty cool. But for a couple of things, right? So, you have that to look forward to if you're a Samsung fan and or user. But I'm sure it'll be on Oppo phones soon, right? So it's already on Motorola phones. I think Google will probably have this implemented in Gemini somehow, some way here pretty soon, right? Let's see. I like the signature, but Motorola software releases are a nightmare. Well, if you subscribe to my channel, which you should, I just put out a post maybe about an hour ago stating the fact that this Motorola signature just got another update. So I'm not sure if you saw, since you're in Argentina, I'm not sure if you saw the statements Motorola put out with this Motorola signature device. It's their first true flagship in years. And they said that they're going to support monthly updates for 7 years. And when I got this a couple of weeks ago, there was a day one update right out of the box. And then earlier today, got another security patch update for February. So they appear to, holding up to their promises. Now, we just have to get them to do that to their budget in mid-range phones, which, shame on Motorola, I don't think they're going to do. That's just my honest opinion. And it kind of sucks that, yeah, if you want monthly updates, if you want a Motorola that you get monthly updates just like Pixel, just like Samsung and OnePlus, it sucks that you're going to have to buy a flagship phone, although you can get this for like $689, I think is the base model. So it's not, could be worse. Could be $1,000, and they do if you get the 1 terabyte model. I think it's right up there. But I wish they would support some of their budget and mid-range phones, and maybe they will. Look, maybe that will spur sales for this signature series, and they're like, maybe we're onto something. Maybe we should update all of our other phones monthly. Duh. Right? Like that's their number one. That's the customer's number one concern when it comes to Motorola. I've said it all the time. People in the chat have said it all the time. In fact, I'm going to forward this video to Motorola. Look, you have users in Argentina saying the same thing, users in the United States saying the same thing. Motorola, you need to update your phones monthly. And I'm not talking about quarterly updates. I'm not talking about bi-monthly. I'm talking every single month. Put out the security patch. And not just the security patch, when a new version of Android rolls out, put it out within that same year, right? I've seen people on Reddit saying they just got Android 16. That's been out for like a year. They just got Android 15. That's been out for 2 years. Like, what are we doing here? Update your phones. All right. I'm going to clip that. So, let's see here. Yeah, 650 in USD, and here in Argentina, 1700 UAD. Interesting. I want to know the conversion. You know what? Real quick, and then we'll move on because I got to get out of here. 1700 UAD to USD. Hang on, let's see this. 1700 UAD to USD. Damn, $1,248 for the Motorola signature in Argentina. If you take 1700 UAD and convert it to US dollars, 1,248. You know what you might want to do, Fernando? Do you have access to eBay in Argentina? I think you do. Maybe a dumb question from me, but I think eBay's worldwide, right? Jump on eBay. You might be able to find a Motorola signature on eBay cheaper, basically half that price. And I think they ship worldwide. right? It's brand new in the box. Just make sure you get the Indian variant because it has way more 5G bands, 4G bands than the UK variant. I would stay away from the UK variant, but if you can find an India version, which is version 1, I think you might be able to get a better deal on eBay, right? So, just a tip. No, USD. Oh, Lord have mercy. 1,700. Holy crap. You, wow. Oh, then I would definitely recommend you try to find one on eBay. Yo, that is insane. You know what? I came across somebody. This is what they do for a job. All they do is they buy phones here in the United States and they either ship them or they stuff them in their pockets or on plane storage. All they do is buy phones here in the US and they, as I mentioned, they either ship them to wherever they're going or they take them with on their luggage. But I think you have to report it, right? Because what he does is he sells them in South America for in Colombia and where else? Colombia and I think Colombia and somewhere else, Peru maybe, sells them for like double. So I'm like, huh. I may want to look into doing that. But you know, you're gonna have to get into you're gonna have to really study the laws and stuff because I think he does it under the table, meaning like I don't think he reports a lot of this, which might get him in trouble, but I'm sure he's making a kill. He's buying he's trying to buy as many phones as possible. Like he's like and he's actually overpaying for what we would here in America because he goes down there and doubles it up. So he's like, what does he care if he pays $100 over asking price, right? I'm gonna look into that, but yes. Did you say you're 1+15? Yes, I did. I sure did. And it's funny you say that because I'm actually I kind of miss it, right? Like I'm looking to get a sandstone one. Actually, about 2 hours before I started this live stream, I was looking for the best deal of the sandstone. So I kind of miss it. But should I buy it? Probably not, but I kind of want one again. So, yes, I did. I'll be in Miami in March and I'll go for the S26 Ultra to replace your S25 Plus. Cool. I think that'll be a good upgrade, right? I think that'll be a good upgrade. It'll basically be the same phone with some refinements. So plus you're gonna get the new CPU. I think you're gonna like it. I think that's a good option. Update is important for me now that I have S25 Plus and my wife has a Motorola fan. Yeah, Motorola is got to update their devices. Let me roll into Android 17 here. I am, and then we'll do the giveaway. I am on time constraints, and I get away from that sometimes. So, Android 17 is official today. The beta, and if you have a Pixel device, you're in luck. If you want to go down that route. Now, my suggestion to you is hold off. I would not jump into this right after this live stream. It's the very first beta of the very next version of Android. So there's going to be a lot of bugs, app crashes, apps don't open, a bunch of weird stuff probably. So be mindful of that. But I just wanted to let you know it is now official. The beta is available for download if you want to go that route, right? Maybe you have a Pixel that's not your main device, right? Maybe it's second, third phone, right? And you don't have to have the latest Pixel. So you can actually download beta 1 if you have a compatible Pixel 6 and newer, right? Now, what is included on Android 17? Well, here's the thing with Android, with stock Android, it hasn't really changed much, quite honestly, since Android 12. Now, I mean visually. Sure, they've added stuff here and there, widgets, how stuff interacts on the display, but I'm talking about like just basic swipe down notifications. When you swipe down, you have your toggles up there. I haven't noticed a visual change in Android since Android 12, meaning when we were on Android 11, when we moved to Android 12, that's when the last time I was like, whoa, they changed stuff around. I haven't seen that in years, right? So Android 17 is not that different from your current device right now, right? Here are screenshots from Android 17 beta 1. As you can tell, what is this? Widgets, the search widget changed. Now, I think you can customize it. I think updated brightness icons. See what I mean? I can't even really tell the difference, quite honestly. Okay. Location indicator is now slightly darker. Okay. Gemini screen shrink animation now available from corner swipe. All right. More compact settings menu. Wait, hold up. I don't even really see a difference. It was previously only available when Gemini overlay was activated from the power button. Oh, I see down there at the bottom. Yeah, whatever. More compact settings menu. Okay. Google has removed some vertical height from the menu items for a more compact look. What is this? New volume overflow icon. Instead of 3 dots, we get a proper settings icon to better indicate the volume sheet. So the Android 17 is on the right. Android 16 is on the left. It still switches to a waveform when playing media. That's one thing I've noticed that looks pretty cool. Or like when you're updating apps or your operating system, it does the little wave indicator. That's pretty cool, but I mean, it's really not much. You already downloaded it? Cool. Download it now on your Pixel 9 Pro XL. Sweet. Let me know how it is. All right. I'm trying to debate whether or not to do that on any of my devices. I haven't so far, but let me know. I'll get with you behind the scenes and ask you, because I'm kind of interested in this. But you get some visual changes, not a lot. So here's Android 17's code name, which is Cinnamon Bun. As you know, they label their operating systems kind of like by dessert. They've been doing that, dessert names. They've been doing that for, I think, ever since the beginning, right? Or you got Oreo, Kit Kat, all that stuff, right? So Android 17 is out, and I might potentially download it. I might not, but just to let you know, you might want to do that, but just beware. And before we get out of here and before we do the giveaway, we're going to do that here in just a minute. I want to know, have any of you seen this notification on your phone? How's it going? Yeah, I've been scarred. So I think that's why I used to be all my devices. If a beta was available, I would jump into beta ASAP. Now I'm like the complete opposite, because let me tell you why. My S25 Ultra, my battery life is ridiculously bad. I cannot make it through a day without charging it. I literally charge it 2 times per day. And I think it's due to the beta, because since enrolling in that, I've noticed the battery life just going way down the drain. I mean, it's ridiculously bad, and I think that's because of the beta. And on my Pixel 9 Pro XL, that was my main device at the time, running beta, everything was great. And then it got really bad really quick. Can't remember what update it was, but my phone, really janky, really choppy, couldn't even edit videos on there. The volume wouldn't sync up with the video. And that wasn't just when editing a video, that was playback, YouTube videos. It was really bad. App crashes, stuttering, it was bad. So after my S25 Ultra and after my Pixel 9 Pro XL, I've kind of taken a step back. I would like to jump back into it, but I I don't know. I'm gonna slowly move back into it, but I've been scarred by beta, so I don't anticipate me enrolling many other devices into beta. But I want to know, have you seen this notification on your device? Has anybody gotten a notification saying you have damn it, I uploaded the wrong freaking notification. Have you seen a notification letting you know that you've connected to an unencrypted network? That one says connected to an encrypted network. I was supposed to upload the one that said connected to an unencrypted network. Has anybody gotten any of those messages? Because here's the thing. Samsung does not have this mobile network security setting in their settings application. The two phones that have this notification, if your device connects to an unencrypted network, the only two devices that we've gotten notifications from is from Pixel devices and Motorola, the Motorola Signature. As soon as I put my SIM card in the Motorola Signature, I started getting messages like this saying you're connected to an unencrypted network, right? Samsung, nothing. But we've been getting a lot of these over the last 10 days, and it's starting to really, I'm not going to say like, well, I guess I am kind of worried. I've never gotten these before. Why would I be connected? And it says on T-Mobile. So why would I be connected to a T-Mobile tower that's unencrypted? It's supposed to be encrypted, right? Now, here's the scary thing, is that there's these devices called Stingrays. Have y'all heard of those, Stingrays? Let me show you what this is. It's a fake cell tower. It is, let me remove this. So, can y'all see that? So a Stingray phone tracker, the Stingray is an IMEI catcher, a cellular phone surveillance device. What this does, it's a fake cell site simulator. It's a fake cell phone tower simulator. It simulates, it emits a signal that your phones pick up, the same signal that the cell phone towers emit, but this is used to steal data from your device. So the Stingray is a cell site simulator, IMEI catcher, used by law enforcement or hackers to masquerade around as a legitimate cell phone tower, forcing nearby mobile phones to connect to it. These devices often mounted in vehicles, or you can roll around with them in your hand. It's about the size of this, right? Like a box, maybe a little smaller, maybe about the size of this. About like a walkie-talkie, right? It's got a box. It's got like 4 antennas sticking out from it. You can park in a neighborhood. Everybody's that has like a T, you can set what frequencies to mimic a T-Mobile tower, and then everybody that has a T-Mobile SIM card in their phone in that vicinity will connect to this fake cell phone tower. And then what it does is it gets your IMEI, your IMEI, and your serial number to your phone and extracts data from your phone through this cell site simulator, right? That's what I am worried about. So technically, I think they are illegal. You can order them on Alibaba, on AliExpress. You can order them. But they're illegal for personal use, meaning if you or I ordered one, or I guess was found in possession of one, technically that's illegal. If you're a law enforcement agency, something to do with law enforcement, it's not illegal. But that's what has me worried about these notifications. I've been getting a lot of them, right? So much to the fact where I go driving around the neighborhood looking around to see if anybody's parked in a car out front of my house or down the street. Like, my wife gets them all the time now. I get them all the time now. My daughter, who uses a Pixel, who's on our cell phone plan, does not get them. So, I don't know. Have y'all ever gotten any one of those before? Question, why is that Samsung A56 network bar as well? Probably the Ice Stingrays they're using now. That's what I was thinking. You've seen that notification? You would go to T-Mobile. Yeah, that's probably the next step. Because check this out. We'll do the giveaway here, but let me show you this. So last night, I went to go pick up some pizza. And I was like, is it just like the tower I'm connected to? Is it... I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this out. So I was picking up pizza last night. And I got this notification on my phone. Right? Let me show you what it looks like. I got this notification on my phone last night when I was picking up pizza, right? Connected to, and you can see right here, it says unencrypted network. It says calls, messages, and your data is not safe, basically, right? So I'm like, this is the first time I've gotten a notification away from the house. So I'm like, hold up, let me see what tower I'm connected to. Is it somebody in the parking lot, or is this like a legit tower? Because there's applications that will let you know what tower you're connected to. So what I did was I opened up, and look at the time here. It says 9 p.m., right? So look at the time here, 9:03. I opened up the app. I was trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm officially connected to a T-Mobile tower. So there's the cell ID. It's a T-Mobile tower, right? And then I went one step farther and then pulled up this information. And both of the towers have in both apps have same cell ID, right? So yeah, I don't know. I'll probably get with T-Mobile because I have no clue what the hell is going on, and they just popped up. That's the concern. It's not like I got one, a month ago, maybe got one a year ago, and if it's a one-off thing, I'm just like, whatever. I'll store it back here in my mind. But I'm getting these like all the time now. like, what the hell is going on? I'll look into it. I just wanted to ask if anybody's seen that, but let me know. Let me know if you ever get them. But yeah, well, I'm pretty sure technically they have to have a warrant down to use them down here as well, but we all know they don't, right? And technically, you and I can get technically I can have one, right? I don't want to do that, but hackers get their hands on them all. As I mentioned, you can buy them on AliExpress. So anyways, we'll move on. Let's do the giveaway so we can get out of here. Maybe illegal for law enforcement, but it sounds unconstitutional. I'm pretty sure that was allowed after 9/11 when NSA could do whatever they like, basically. Probably. Well, I'll save that for another day because I need to get out of here, but I think you're right. Let's do the giveaway, shall we? So everyone that entered in the chat is going to be eligible for the giveaway. So let's say I think I can leave it blank to, it says, hang on one second, leave it blank if you want all users that commented to be entered. Are most of y'all still with me? Because I don't want somebody to win that why don't we do this? Just put hashtag gift, hashtag gift, hashtag gift. Just like you see it there. Let me put a banner and then we'll run it right now and then we'll get out of here. Just like that in the chat, and then we will call it a day. Yeah, I think those are more common than we think. I just don't know if like I'm being targeted. I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to think like that, but it has me thinking like that. I don't want to think. I don't know. I don't know what to think, but I'm gonna look into it a little more. It's one of those where you see it every now and then you start seeing it more often, and you're like, hold up, what is going on here? No kidding. There's a big scandal a few years ago when foreign actors were using stingrays around Parliament Hill in Ottawa. Jeez. Boy, and the stuff they pull off your phone, that's a real thing too. So I've actually, behind the scenes, I've been in touch with a couple of, there's a couple of cell phone companies where, I forgot the names of them. Shame on me, but that I'm gonna reach out to and see if they want to sponsor the show. Right? They're expensive though. Not just this company I'm talking about, but the privacy network providers, like $100 per line. So if you want to sign up a whole family on this secure network, it's like $400 a month. It's like, holy crap. I don't know. It's even getting a graphene OS phone. I mean, getting a pixel and flashing graphene OS, that'll protect you from the Google Play services and all of the app tracking. But this Stingray thing is not app tracking, it's network tracking. You can't prevent your phone from not connecting to the cell tower. Now, you can by turning your data off. But who wants to turn your data off when you're at home, right? You only, like, of course you have Wi-Fi, but calls, messages, I guess you'd have to jump on a voice over internet provider messaging and calling. That seems like a lot, right? And then you just turn your data on when you leave the house. Who wants to do all that? But I don't know. I'm gonna look into this a little more, but let's run this and then we shall get out of here. So is everybody good? All right, so we're gonna do $20. Whoever wins $20 or $25 Amazon gift card, or send you a Cash App, right? And if you don't have that, like our friend from Argentina, I'll figure something out behind the scenes. But here we go. Y'all ready? All right. Congratulations to you, sir. I will get with you on the back end here in just a few minutes, and the choice will be yours. Now, make sure you subscribe to the eSIMstudios YouTube channel if you have not. Make sure you follow on Facebook. The link is down below in the description box. I'm going to start streaming probably next week. Starting not just on, I'll still be on YouTube. I'm just going to simulcast. So I'll be on YouTube and Facebook at the same time, right? Make sure you subscribe. Lots of tech news, lots of giveaways. Appreciate you joining me all the way from Argentina. Subscribe to the channel, and a lot of these people have won multiple times. So would like to see you back again, my friend. Thank you very much. Hope everybody had a great week. Good rest of the Friday evening. Please have a safe and enjoyable weekend. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to do more content on the Motorola Signature tomorrow. We're going to do a walkthrough. I actually need to test the cameras again after this update I just got. So see if there's any improvement. Not like it needed improvement, but gives me excuse to go out and test some phones. So appreciate the time. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.